A vlog in a new studio space? What is this even? I'm back! And I have some really fun, silly little updates to share. I have been making a bunch of ridiculous things lately. I checked on YouTube to see when the last time I shared a vlog was, and it was distressingly long ago. So, cheers to getting back into the habit, right? We'll do a cheers to getting back into the habit of regularly recording videos and updating on my crafty pursuits. We'll work backwards in time because I just realized that I have left one of the items, two of the items that I wanted to share are back there in that closet. Shameless plug, look at those nice closets. I'm so proud of this cute little space that I had almost nothing to do with building. Find you a man who will renovate your house so that you can have an office/crafty studio space because it's excellent. While this space is really small and not like what everybody shows off on Pinterest of the massive, huge, my entire basement is a art studio type vibes, I am really, really in love with it. I cannot tell you how nice it is to be working in our house is really small. So having even this square footage, and it is quite tall ceilings, you can see the exposed logs here. Well, you can't see them, but take my word for it. Exposed logs here and back there from the original log cabin that is this house. It's just nice. It's a nice, fun, creative, well-lit space. There's a window looking out here, one here, great natural light, and I'm so excited to get back to regular crafty filmed updates because I have a lot of projects to finish. Over in the Coolycraft Discord server, we have been doing a last half stash bash since June, which is just using yarn from our stash. And I calculated my yarn usage earlier today, and I was doing really good until I added in the things that count against my goal of stashing down, which is yarn purchases. And I thought about not counting them and just being naughty, but I did count them against myself. So I went from being pretty well, just under halfway done with my goal to being nowhere near. It's funny, cotton weighs a lot, so there's that. But it's really fun to just focus on using stash yarn, even though I have made some yarn purchases. We'll have to do a separate haul video at some point. But anyways, on to the projects. Working backwards, we're going to talk about something that I made that's not necessarily a craft. Well, I mean it is, but not like a textile art. I wrote this little book, designed it in Canva. Shameless plug, Canva is awesome. And it's the instructions on how to make 2 different styles of friendship bracelets. Now, why would I do this? Because I was going to a business conference. If you don't know, I work in the community industry as my day job and social marketing industry, but mostly the community industry. And I was going to a conference in San Francisco a minute ago that is focused on community building. And I thought to myself, what better way to not be boring at a business conference and make an impression and also kind of state what I believe in is that creativity is the thread that ties all communities together. So I made this little book, which was super, super fun, like a random act of art and community, right? And I made kits. So I had a bunch of embroidery floss that my grandma gave me. I made up about 75 kits and gave away every single one to my friends, random people I had never met, and encouraged people to take multiple kits if they had friends, nieces, nephews, kids, whatever, that they wanted to share the art with. It was so fun. We also had a crafty meetup. On the first day of the conference, I had amassed other creative people who are in this industry who wanted to hang out and do crafts. That was super fun. Did all that, had a great time. So now I have like 25 booklets left. I did not assemble them into kits yet, but I am going to. We're on an absolute carbs kick for projects I've designed. So this one, it's a tortellini. If you haven't been here for very long, you maybe don't know this, but I'm gluten-free. I have celiac disease, and the number one thing I miss the most is tortellini. So when I saw someone posted on Knotted Neon's Instagram weeks and weeks and weeks ago, Knotted Neon makes amazing, really eclectic, funky, cool bags that I love. And so somebody had commented on one of her posts and said, oh, you should make a tortellini person. I was like, I can't leave that alone, that idea, because it would not let me sleep. So this literally is assembled exactly like an actual tortellini, which was a lot of fun. It's got a zipper that I thrifted a jacket and stole the zipper off of, so it's like a nice high quality one. Fully lined and stuffed, so it's like a plushy tortellini, which I loved. I had a lot of fun making. I haven't written up the pattern for it yet. It's really quite simple. It's just a big square with a hole in the middle. Then you do all this clever sewing to make it a tortellini shape, which it's fun to make. But like I said, we are on a carbs kick, because as soon as I finished that one, I had the desire to make something related again to noodles. And I started a bag that said, I wrote the chart for it, and it said send nudes, Noods. Hopefully we're past the 15-second mark here for YouTube videos, so that's not gonna get taken down or flagged, but it says send nudes. And Video Magic, here's a picture of it. I actually crocheted the whole project up and had the bag almost done. I was gonna make a tote bag that was kind of in the shape of a grocery bag, like a plastic grocery bag. And when I got it all the way done with the chart, I was really unhappy with what happens when you work in the round in crochet. Your rows skew a bit. There's ways to combat this. I clearly didn't do any of them, as you can see from the photo. So it's me just being picky, like, yes, it's cute and it would have worked out. I was just like, it's not exactly the vibe. So I ripped the whole thing out and I was like, okay, what is something off my notes app list of items that I'm like really jazzed about making? Because I was kind of bummed out about how that project went. So I was like, okay, what can I make that would be like a victory? And I feel like confident that I could make it cute and it would be challenging enough, but also like kind of an easier win, maybe easier than the words chart. So I decided to make a hyper complex bag. Not really hyper complex, it's just really a lot of circles. But I decided I wanted to make a ramen bowl as a purse. Which really, I mean, like, can you be mad? Can you be mad about how this turned out? No. I'm very, very happy with it. And it was kind of an adventure as it was going, of like figuring out how to structure the bowl to make it a little bit better. I also have recently, like in the last 6 months, finished a VHS purse, which Video Magic. Warm it up, la 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 la. The boys are waiting. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Super cute, right? It turned out very, very fun, but it isn't here right now. It turned out really, really great, and it's not here to show you in person, virtually in person, because it was going to be used on a film set as a prop, which I was super amped about. So it's still hanging out with the wardrobe department for that, waiting for its film debut, maybe someday. We'll see. But with that one, I used plastic canvas, like plastic embroidery canvas, to stiffen the bag itself. And it made it really nice and structured, but also like still like not so structured that you're like carrying around a hard plastic case, because like we want the ability to overstuff our bags, right? Yeah. So I did a similar thing here. I have not added the lining yet for this ramen bowl. As you can see, it needs some lining action. But I wanted to show you how I had cut out and put in the plastic canvas. And I think it worked really nice because it gives the bowl a little bit of structure, so it'll stand up on its own, but it also kind of has a squishability, like it's not a totally rigid shape, like, right? Like I can throw it. I can kind of fold it a little bit, collapse it, and then get it back to its shape. My thought with this one was that I was like, I'm just gonna freeform it and not write down pattern notes at all. Well, y'all, I physically can't do that. I tried. But I was like, no, what if I rip it out and I want to see what I did the first time so I don't repeat the problem? Because I did rip it out, part of the bowl, a couple times to get it just right, the beginning part specifically. So I wrote notes. These beautiful meat spirals. Did a lot of research on what is in a traditional shoyu ramen. So this is a soy sauce based broth. Tried to get the exact color. There's lots of different types of ramen. I learned so much on this research rabbit hole, but I wanted something that was like traditionally represented in ramen culture, and also like you can look at it and be like, yes, that's a ramen, right? Like we know the things. Nori, pork belly, hard-boiled egg, bok choy, Naruto, and of course the good noodles in the broth. I had so much fun making this. It was ridiculous, especially doing all the toppings. And I just finished the strap last night and got it attached, and I'm very, very ridiculously proud. I will probably do a design breakdown video of this project as well, because there's a lot of neat history that I learned in researching ramen, and even like the bowl shapes, right? There's like all different types of bowl shapes and different toppings, and I want to talk through that in some more depth, but this is another recently finished project. And with that, those are the super most recent things that I've been working on. I'm really excited to be in my studio space and like ready to do a lot more filming. So I'm planning that weekly vlogs are back. Like I want this to be a thing. And also I have a few projects that are gonna get resurrected and worked on. So weekly check-ins on what I'm working on, as well as some special videos specific to individual projects. If there's more that you'd like to see or know about, drop a comment. I'm always super excited to get comments and reply and hear your thoughts and questions. I'm also over on Patreon, still figuring all that out, but I'll be getting all my patterns added over there to the new shop feature Patreon has released, which is super awesome. You can buy digital products. Very handy, excited to have everything in one place. All that's over there, and I'm refining what my exclusive benefits are going to be on my Patreon. Right now it's just one tier, easy peasy, but it's going to be a fun space. Got a Discord server. We're going to have a good time. Get real crafty with it. There's other funny, goofy things that I'm excited to do that I'm not going to reveal yet, in case either they don't happen or just to keep the air of mystery, sense of surprise. But anyways, thanks for watching. I will catch you next time. Stay crafty, my friends.